Hello, everyone. Happy almost new moon, well, depending on where you are in the world, in Gemini. All right. It looks like we have one person here. Welcome. I'm so excited about all of the information that we can gain from this new moon and how it affects you in your astrological sign, your sun sign. I pulled cards for each of the signs. I am so excited. I feel like this new inspiration on YouTube to just get on here, do these workshops that even if people just turning up the ring light a little bit. There you go. That even if people can't join live here, that we are able to watch this replay. So if you are joining or as people start to come in, please just let me know where you're joining from, how you are feeling. I am excited to just get into all of the things. So we have a new moon in Gemini. I'm representing I am connected, my crown chakra sweater that I got from a beautiful soul, Jasmine Kylan, who has awesome chakra t-shirts and healing just clothing. Sorry for the bug that will be flying around and making its appearance. In Florida, it is very hot right now. It's muggy. Hence, I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to get on this live because my internet was not working up until about an hour ago. But I constantly Hi there, Rachel. I constantly am taking my dog in and out, and flies are just coming in. So there's a fly that's hanging out here. We're gonna just welcome it. Not the highest vibration, but you know what? We accept all animals here at Just Be Inspired. So let's talk about this new moon in Gemini. First off, how are we feeling? So I'm gonna give a little bit of a breakdown of what we can just expect as this new moon's energy is upon us. It will be at 12:32 a.m. Eastern Standard Time where we will be in that new moon's energy. However, we tend to feel the energy of a new moon or full moon. Usually, most people say actually 3 days before and 3 days after. I really feel like it's in that 48-hour window. So we're already in the glow, or with the new moon, not as much of a glow of this opportunity to plant new seeds. That is what a new moon is about. It's manifesting. It is allowing ourselves to be super intentional in this manifesting for what it is that we wish to see 6 months to come from now. So since this is a new moon in Gemini, really where we would want to be in the richness and the fullness of all of the seeds that we are planting would be during the energy in Sagittarian, which is right before we kind of kick off into the new year. So just knowing that the moon represents more of our emotional foundation. It really connects us more to that intuition, to what it is that we are receiving. And so this new moon, it is in Gemini, which is an air sign. So typically air signs can be a little bit more in their head. And I mean that in the most loving way of just, they process a lot of information. And especially with the Gemini's energy, they process a lot of the different aspects. It's that twin energy of duality in all aspects, not just having, a different side to yourself, but really just being able to process all different aspects of decisions. Yes! Happy birthday, beautiful soul. And so this new moon is really helping to elevate our mindset, okay? And really elevating it so that we can release what no longer aligns to our hearts. It's interesting because in the chakra world, each chakra is connected to a different element. And the element of air, which Gemini is an air sign, is actually your heart. And so this is an opportunity with this new moon to elevate our mindset so we can come back to our heart. And releasing things that don't align to its potency and its frequency. So that's kind of a first energetic theme of this new moon is it's an elevation in your mindset. So if you've been feeling confused, if you've been feeling perplexed, if you've been feeling overwhelmed, or even let's just say that you've been feeling joy, you've been feeling inspiration, now is the time to even take that one step further and really say, okay, what can I truly release that allows me to continue to be in this joy? What can I truly let go of that allows me to feel less confusion? Okay. Now, this new moon is also helping us to step outside of our familiar energy. Stepping outside our familiar energy and your immediate surroundings. And so it's interesting because, and I'd love to hear how this is resonating with any of you, but if you've been feeling this calling, we are halfway through the year. If you've been feeling this desire or this shift to kind of get out there and be a little bit more adventurous, or to get out there and to be a little bit more spontaneous, this new moon's energy is really supporting that. And that's something that I love about Geminis, is that they are very playful, they're very fun, and they really do seek that sense of adventure. And so right now, this new moon, this is a good opportunity to get out of your comfort zone. So if you've been doing things a certain way, perhaps now is the time to shift that. Funny enough, my comfort zone is I enjoy to go out. I enjoy to be social. And so I've noticed that with this new moon's energy that I'm shifting out of my comfort zone and actually being home more and being more inward. So the new energy can look however it feels, that stepping you outside of your conditioned patterns and ways of being that cling you to that familiar energy. All right. Now, this new moon in Gemini, this is a really potent one. So definitely take notes on this one. It's very juicy, and this is a great way to really work with this new moon's energy. We're going to do some spirit writing and channeling for ourselves, but this is one that I would definitely recommend that you reflect on. This new moon in Gemini is going to deliver us new information of perhaps where we can really take things to the next level. One more time. This new moon in Gemini is really going to help us to receive information to take things to the next level. There's something that we are going to receive during this time. If this is resonating for you, like I said, please feel free to leave in the comments. So this is a time to adapt, or perhaps that's not the right word, incorporate a mantra to really be super intentional to what is the information that you would like to receive. So for example, a mantra that I got for the collective, I channeled all of this before coming on this live and before I knew that my internet would work. But something that you could simply say is spirit, God, universe, the divine, whatever feels called to you. I'm open to receive new information for my heart, for the highest good for all. Spirit, I am open to receive new information for my heart, for the highest good for all. So just saying that mantra tomorrow would be such a intentional, potent way to work with this new moon's energy. A mantra, man means mind, tra means vehicle. It is meant to take your mind on a journey to cross over, and we are crossing over by receiving new information that really speaks to our hearts. Again, let's work with that air sign energy, even in our chakras, which our air energy is connected, like I said earlier, to the heart. And so right now, just say to yourself, I'm open to receive new information from my heart for the highest good for all. Done. Letting yourself, that just even feels comforting, sharing it with all of you. All right. And just what I would really invite you with this mantra is to say it. Sorry, I'm just moving my apophyllite. Hold on. Is to allow yourself to say it and then just go about your day. I really was speaking into on my other platforms, Instagram, Insight Timer yesterday, that this is a new moon that's about planting versus planning. It's just about planting the seeds, not necessarily planning all the logistics involved. And so for this one, just letting yourself declare that intention, that your heart is open to receive this new information that this new moon is offering us, and how it is for the highest good for all. Again, let me know if this is resonating. Here we go. I got a lot of notes. Now, on the other side of this new moon's energy, who here has been feeling a little bit restless or even maybe more triggered than usual? Or triggered, I want to say, especially around uncertainty. That's a lot of the energy that also might be stirring up with this new moon, that we perhaps are we're feeling this restlessness in the sense of like we want to go, but we also are feeling a little triggered in what that exactly looks like. Who here has been feeling like that? So it's important for us right now. Yeah, exactly. And not sure where to direct the energy. So here's the information from spirit. So it's important to allow yourself to be clear and direct in the answers that you desire to receive. So if you're feeling this restlessness and triggered around this uncertainty, just allowing yourself to say, okay, I really receive spirit, God, universe, whatever you believe in. I really am directing the answers to help me to gain clarity. Spirit, divine, whatever. I'm really seeking and desiring the answers that help me to feel motivated, that help me to get guidance and where it is that I get to go. So this is where we get to kind of shift some of that restless and that uncertainty into more directness in the answers of what we really desire, and being intentional with that place, right? Being intentional in working within that place and that energy. Quite often when we come into manifesting, it's like we can be as general and go deeper. And so right now, if you have been feeling that misdirection, really go deeper into what answers would you like to receive that would give you that clarity. So not just saying, hey, I desire clarity, right? Even though I mentioned that earlier as like a general, but perhaps be really specific right now of what guidance will help you to kind of shift through this restlessness around uncertainty. It's a restlessness around uncertainty, which can cause fatigue, burnout, and lack of trust. Okay. And so another thing is that it's really important for us with this mind energy to not over analyze. Like I said earlier, planting versus planning. Okay. So even though we feel this restlessness, we might be spiraling. This is also a Gemini's energy, is they process a lot of these air signs. Like I said, they're in the mind. And so to try to not over analyze. Okay. So with this, new moon in an air sign, again, we're processing a lot of duality with that Gemini energy and finding the balance and the space in that duality. So above all else, what I would invite you to do is to listen to your heart's intuitive energy. If my heart was guiding the situation, where would it lead me? If my heart was able to be fully invested, what would that look like? That's the energy that I'm talking about here. Working with that air element in this new moon's energy within your heart chakra. So any questions before I go into each of your signs and how this is affecting your sign? Now, one thing to know is that we have every single sign in our chart. It's just where you have it placed in your chart. I'm not an astrologist. However, I do find astrology to be quite fascinating. I believe in it. I honor and respect it. And so I kind of have my own connection to astrology where I know the basics, but I also channel messages within each of the signs, knowing that basic information. So there's definitely, astrologists out there I do not consider myself an astrologist. I consider myself a person who is inspired by astrology. This is all resonating so much. Okay, so let's start off with the Aries. Do we have any Aries here or Aries on the replay? Here we go. So Aries is the first sign, so it's just easier for me because, again, I'm not an astrologist, to start with the first sign. So Aries, this new moon has you starting off fresh. Okay, it is almost like this blank canvas for you, and you're learning how to paint that canvas with a little bit of less, I don't want to say bold or harshness, but you're learning how to be tender as you paint in this new moon's energy. And so you're beginning to find a new perspective. So this is all about perspective for you. So if you can, really ask yourself, okay, how would I like to shift into a new perspective that helps me to be a little bit more soft and a little bit more tender with myself, and how I critique and judge myself is really what I'm feeling here for this Aries energy. Is that it's not even this bold and this harshness. It's like what I notice about Aries in general is that you can be quite hard on yourself. Like you're direct, you're bold. I love Aries, by the way. It's like one of my favorite signs. But, this is a time for you to start off with a new perspective that's fresh, but also is a little bit more tender to yourself. And the card that I pulled for you is all about balance. Okay. The zebra's energy is with you. I don't know why I'm doing this, as if I'm an influencer. This is my animal and chakra oracle deck. But really, the zebra's energy is with you, helping you to not see things so black and white. I think that that's the thing about the Aries energy, is that you really kind of dance in that space of black and white, of like, it's either this way or it's that way. That's what I mean when I share that. And so you're finding a little bit more grounding in the space in between, which is new for you. Okay. And so really hold space for your intuition at this time, ground in this new perspective and this way of being. Oh, easier said than done. And so for you, your mantra that you can use for this new moon, which is technically tomorrow, is I bring in balance. And I would even take that further of I bring in balance with a new perspective. I bring in balance with a new perspective. So that's what we got for the Aries here. All right. Taurus. Any Taurus here? I actually have a Taurus moon. We have our sun, our moon, and our rising. And so, again, all these messages, like I said, they're resonating with you, even if you don't have this in your sun, moon, and rising, chart. We all have these signs. I bring balance with it. I love that. Yes, exactly. Okay. Yes, me too, Taurus moon. Okay, here we go. So this is our time to keep our chin up. So for all of my moon, beautiful Taurus energy, I love that we have like only 6 people on here, and that we have half of us are literally Taurus moon. That's hilarious. So this is our time to keep our chin up and to really continue to look up. Whew. And that's in our emotions, because if you are a Taurus moon, your moon connects you to your emotional way of being. Now, if you're a Taurus sun, this is how you present yourself in the world. And so this new moon, it may be stirring up some new beginnings in your ability to feel secure. So for Taurus out there, this new moon, it may be kind of shifting some gears, all right, to really help you to feel more secure, especially financially. I can relate to that 100%. I'm putting up my hand for anybody else out there or anybody who watches this replay. That's the thing, is I'm going to have this be a workshop. It's completely free, but if you feel called, I did put a link to donate. You don't have to, but I'm just saying that like, this is the vibe. And so what energy is with us, okay, is the butterfly. I thought this was so fitting for all of my Taurus energy out there. I choose love over fear, miracles and growth. And so this is the thing, is that when we choose to be in the space of love over fear, That's where miracles come in. When we're just in fear, 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 that kind of space, we just habit, and create. We don't want to say habit. There's a different word. We just create. We'll just say that. We just create more of that fear. Harbor. That's what I meant to say. We harbor more of that fear. And so right now, because this new moon is stirring up new beginnings of helping us, to feel more secure, especially financially, it's important to really say, what energy am I bringing around my finances? What energy am I bringing around these areas of my life to help me to feel more secure? The butterflies don't just represent transformation, they represent miracles and growth. And so that's what's really potent about their energy. Okay. It's, am I being in a miracle mindset? Am I being in a growth mindset? Or am I being in a fear and an illusion based mindset? All right. We're only on Taurus. Here we go. Geminis, this new moon is for you. And really what this new moon is inspiring for your energy is communication and problem-solving skills. And so I love this for you because I think that a communication is not just how you outwardly are speaking, but the dialogue that you have going internally. Okay. And you're really kind of navigating through problem-solving skills. And I don't even want to say like problems, like that's not the right word, but like you're learning how to be in solution mode and communicate and execute that. And so you may feel the sense and desire to take the lead right now. You're like, okay, I'm ready to take the reins. I'm ready to take the lead, but I'm uncertain of what exactly that looks like. Who's been feeling that? I feel like Electro Enchantments and another amazing Reiki practitioner, crystal healer. Please follow this beautiful soul. I don't know if you have a YouTube channel, but if you do, feel free to leave it here in the link. But this is kind of what you were saying. Yeah. Is that it's like you're ready to take the lead. You are, processing information. You're being in solution mode. You're adapting a new communication style. Even just for yourself is what I'm sensing, but you're not certain of what the next steps look like. So for you, I go back to what I said originally, plant versus plan. Just plant the seeds and let it unfold. I'm ready, but like, where do I go? Just plant it. Just say, you know what? I'm ready for boom to happen. Be intentional. I'm ready to create, my own brand and it will receive blank amount. Just, whatever that is for you. I'm ready to be in a new relationship and for it to really be the person that, I see myself with long term. Like just plant it, but plant it with a deeper intention. And try not to allow lack of clarity to derail you. Big one right now. And I realized that my phone was turned on. Sorry about that, everybody. So really try not to allow the lack of clarity to throw you off course. Okay. Just because you may not be clear of where it is that you get to go, you're still arriving to that destination. Who here set out something 6 months ago to do and you are now in the thing? Like 6 months ago, you were like, I'm going to be in this place. And now you are in this place. I know for me that there's definitely things that I said I was going to do 6 months ago. And now I'm in that space. And so it's not about the figuring it out. It's just knowing that when we plant the seeds, trust in the fruition of it, fruition for it to come into existence. Exactly. Okay. Now the energy that's with you is I rebirth, leopard. Okay. So this is a great time. The leopard's energy is counseling you and helping to inspire you and eat up that uncertainty. In the shamanic culture, anytime the energy of a cat comes in, they eat up the lower vibrations. And when I talk about lower vibrations, that is that uncertainty, that is that lack of clarity. And so what's really beautiful here is that the leopard is eating up some of that uncertainty for you and is really helping to counsel you and to help you to feel grounded because this is root chakra and stabilized to rebirthing. Okay. And so where you are now in 6 months is where you're ultimately going to want to be seen, want to be just kind of felt differently, heard differently, and I mean felt of like that people just feel your energy differently than they are now. And so that's what's really exciting about this time. So lean into the leopard, okay? Let's just envision a leopard taking in all of that energetic energy of lack of clarity, of not knowing the direction, and knowing that it's eating it up for you and it's counseling you and it's inspiring you that you're going to be seen and heard differently in a more grounded way than where you are right now. Hope that serves you well. All right. Yeah, and what I got from it is also too is in 6 months you're rebirthing some aspect of how you feel courageous. I love that. Cancer. For all of my cancers out there, if you're a Cancer, again, for the 6 people following, we're going to get to YouTube. I'm letting it inspire me, even if I had nobody on here. So, Cancer, here goes. This is a beautiful message for you. For Cancer energy, you're going to feel a deep sense of healing and this rejuvenation to start again with this new moon's energy. So, a deep sense of healing to start again. And we're going into Cancer season literally next week. So honestly, I would invite you to pay attention to this message of Cancer's energy because we're going into this season right now. And so when we kind of go into this season, when exactly is it? I think it's the 19th. Let me just see. I'm curious, when does Cancer season start? It looks like June 21st. Okay, so June 21st, so Wednesday, which is interesting. Hi there, loves. Hi, Deb. So Cancer season starts on Wednesday, which is also the summer solstice. Maybe I'll get back on here and I'll do it live for that. That could be cool. And so this is really important that Wednesday, wherever you are, like we're going to start to feel this energy. If you are a Cancer, you're going to feel it that much more, but this is an important message for everybody out there. Starting on Wednesday, we're going to feel a sense of deep healing to begin again. Bringing purpose to our pain. Knowing that the wound is the way. That is a quote from Elizabeth Winkler. Also knowing that our pain is our portal. And so Cancer, we're going to really start this season. And for anybody out there in a Cancer sun, moon, or rising sign, you're going to be releasing an outdated mindset of yourself. It's almost like come June 21st, we're dusting off the dust that has been there for quite some time. And we are also going to feel during this Cancer season and this new moon's energy in Cancer, like for the, not the new moon in Cancer, but the new moon for Cancers. This new moon in Gemini for Cancers, is that we're going to really reflect on how you choose to be surrounded at this time. That's a big one for Cancer. And again, with this whole Cancer season, or if you are a Cancer, it's important for us to really kind of not focus on planning behind the scenes, but really working with the element of water, which is the Cancer's element of saying to yourself, I let go to be in flow. I let go to be in flow. That's what I'm going to invite for all of us to do starting on Wednesday, but especially my Cancers in this new moon. And the energy that is really following all of my Cancers out there is I transform, awareness, shed. And so right now, again, I feel called. It's like I'm kind of feel like I'm derailing from just specific Cancers to even just going into Cancer season. It's going to be the shift of like, we just know what we get to transform so that we can own our authority, because the deer, this is sacral chakra. We can own our authority in the relationships outside of us. And that's where we're going to find so much more rich purpose, so much more deep intention. And so the awareness is there, and the awareness to shed is also there. Okay. And so, and the element, I just realized this. Wow. The element that is connected to this chakra is water. And so I let go to be in flow. That is your new moon mantra, and that you are healing a deep aspect of yourself. And you, in that healing, are feeling that much more inspired by what energy you wish to be surrounded with. Oh, I love that for Cancer. All right. Now we move on to Leo. So we go from this water. Tell me if that resonated with you. That's how I'm feeling for Cancer season, and also my Cancers out there. Sorry for my little cough. Okay. My allergies have been crazy with all the rain. Won't get into it. Anyways, moving forward. Leo, future visions are going to be on the horizon for you in this new moon's energy. Okay. And so it's almost like I even feel called that you might be putting yourself out there differently on social media. You might be putting yourself out there differently in work, whatever it is. But future visions and future self are really going to be revealed to you during this new moon. And so it's really important that you connect with others that inspire you. So really building this beautiful community of like-minded individuals that support your visions and your dreams. And perhaps they may even have the same ones as you. And it's funny because when I was doing some research about this, as much as you are connecting with other people, it's really important to be mindful, though, of how you want to collaborate with them, and really seeing where that like-minded energy helps to elevate. This is a new moon in Gemini for all of my Leos out there to really own your charisma. You know, Leos have that charisma. Beyonce, right? I think J-Lo is also a Leo. Like they have a certain charm and charisma where they're like, moving on this thing, I'm putting on this, whatever. So own that part of yourself. And also, Leos tend to be a little bit more assertive, and that's a good thing. Okay. So, yeah. So own a little bit of your charm, own a little bit of your charisma, and feel really grounded in your potential during this new moon, is what I would invite you to explore. I'll never tell you what to do, but just inspiringly suggest you to really feel grounded in your potential. And so I love this because the animal that came through for all of my Leo energy out there is this. I stand in my power, the bear, authority, and solar plexus chakra. So the solar plexus, wow, I'm really realizing how these like elements are connecting to these cards. So this is that fire energy, which is that Leo energy. That's the element in our solar plexus. And so when we're in our solar plexus, we are changing, we are shifting. And so right now, standing in your power of what is your gift, what is that charisma, what does that charm look like, but also feeling vulnerable to share. I think that that's what I'm really sensing with Leo's energy, and like this whole new moon in Gemini is like connecting with like-minded people, but connecting in a real vulnerable way. I think that it takes more energy for a Leo to really be vulnerable. Who here would agree? If you've known a Leo, you are a Leo, whatever it is. I think that they, are bold and they're fierce and, typically, okay? But really there's a lot of vulnerability that they usually share once they get to know you. And so that's kind of what I'm getting here, is that stand in your power and know that there's power also in your vulnerability right now, and how you connect with sharing your desires. Because when we're talking about the bear and the solar plexus chakra, that is what we desire for nobody else other than ourselves. And we are only on now to Virgo. All right. I'm always attracted to Virgo. Is there a certain sign that you're just attracted to? Curious out here. I've recently, it's so funny, not that like I'm sharing this, but it's so I am sharing this, but I'm sharing this like not, I'm sharing this from a very humbled way. That it's funny. It's not that I seek any, flirtation energy. I don't seek that. But I recently like for like the last 2 months have just been like getting flirtation vibes from Geminis, which is so funny to me. But for me personally, usually a Virgo, like I'm like, I don't know, I'm like, oh, you're a Virgo. I'm always attracted to the Virgos. Never works out for me. But it's a Virgo. A Virgo has a certain vibe for me that I'm into. I think it's because they are so attention to detail and organized. And I would like to adopt more of that in my life. That's usually why I'm attracted to Virgo energy. So I love you, Virgos. I was a Virgo in my past life, is what I want to say, or maybe I will be one in my future. So right now for Virgos, this new moon awareness is very key. Okay, especially professionally or career driven. So for the Virgos out there, this new moon in Gemini, I'm going to really invite you to explore new endeavors that you may be passionate about, but you perhaps have kept under wraps. All right. So the Virgo energy, what I'm sensing is that there's a lot of things. It's 111. So angel numbers are with us. Let's take a deep breath in of new beginnings with this new moon. What are you creating that's new? Let that go. Good. And so I invite you that with the Virgo energy, wherever Virgo is in your chart, that you explore and discover some of the things that really light you up that you have yet to share. The other thing with Virgos is that you might be feeling a little bit of disconnect with this new moon and your one-on-one relationships, but that's okay because you get to feel really grounded right now and pouring into yourself. Virgos, with this new moon, it is a invitation to pour into yourself and what you are passionate about that you have not shared perhaps outwardly, but what you've kept inside. All right. And the animal that came through for you is I'm capable, pursuit, inner strength. And so this is sacral chakra, anteater. You are capable to light up new beginnings and to own your inner strength. And that will lead to more creative endeavors. I feel like right now with this Virgo energy, with this new moon, it's discovery, but it's knowing that you are strong enough to even have the desire to discover and knowing that right now you have the strength and that is going to lead to more creative energy. I like that for you, Virgo. Tell me how this is resonating. As now we go to Libra, another air sign. All right. So we go into Libra. So right now for Libras, feeling this for you, I was like, damn, I really kind of wish that I was a Libra in this moment for this new moon in Gemini. Opportunities are unfolding for my Libras out there. And you are just feeling in awe and excited and invigorated by these opportunities. All right. So if you're a Libra, there are things that are just unfolding for you. And it's so exciting. And so you're in this, whole excitement energy. You're also doing a lot of self-discovery. So new opportunities, new waves of seeing the world. I said waves, which is amazing, but it's true, like new waves of how you're seeing the world. But it's also the balance part of that is that self-discovery is coming through. And so right now it's important for you to network with others. Okay. To really allow yourself to release any of those fears, any of those uncertainties. Okay. And just really say, how do I wish to pour in the new? And try not to balance and sort out these new opportunities of how they logistically will play out, but just take time to pause and reflect. So, like, I'm welcoming in new energy, taking a breath, pausing, and exhaling out because I am inspired by new opportunities. Breathing in, I welcome in new energy. Pause to explore new opportunities. And so for you, what I love is that my Libras out here, you're learning how to be more bold and more courageous in yourself with this new moon's energy. And so I got here is I get to be bold. Attitude, warrior, ram, and solar plexus. So something about these opportunities and this also reflection of self and discovery is helping you to adapt a new attitude that helps you to feel that warrior inside of yourself. And so, right now, this is helping you to be more bold in these new opportunities and bringing forth that warrior attitude. I'm loving that for Libra. Okay. Deborah, yes. Leo definitely resonated with my energy. Love that. Her Majesty. Hi, beautiful soul. Thank you for everybody who's on here. All right. So wait. Oh, wait. That's right. So I started running out of paper. Scorpio. My biggest crush, Leonardo DiCaprio, is a Scorpio. Just putting that out there. So here we go. You are, let's know who's your celebrity crush and what is their sign? We have like 8 people on here, like, or just people who watch the replay. What is your celebrity crush and what is their sign? Curious. All right, Scorpio, you are really focusing on your energetic investments. It's interesting because when I was tapping into the Scorpio energy, I kept feeling that watery energy of emotions and like in a very sensitive way. And I think that when we think of a Scorpio energy, we don't really necessarily feel that they have the sensitivity, but they do. You know, that's kind of why they sting. The Scorpio, it's like if you've ever really upset a Scorpio, it's kind of like they go for the jugular, you know? And I mean that in like the sense of like it really, I think, takes a lot for them to get to that point of sensitivity, you know, and feeling safe in that. And so really right now with this new moon's energy, you're focusing on your energetic investments. It's almost like you are your own financial energetic banker. Okay. Because really what you're thinking about with the Scorpio's energy is what legacy do you wish to leave behind? What legacy do I really wish to leave behind? And who is a part of that legacy? It was interesting, but doing some research with the Scorpio, it was even saying that like you are kind of connecting to your parental, you know, energy around parents and safety and security and all these different things. And so this is really a beautiful new moon for you to tap into the passion, okay, of what it is that you'd like to leave your mark on. And know that by doing that, you're going to gain a lot of insight. And so, again, focusing on, does this feel like a waste of my energy or does this feel like something I want to continue to invest in? And how does this actually impact how I wish to leave my mark in the world? That's what Scorpio is kind of harboring during this new moon, the other H word. And the energy that I got for you is the sloth, which is all third eye chakra. I get to be still, trusting and pace. And so trust in the pacing right now, Scorpio. All right. And really tap into your third eye, taking a moment, closing down the eyes, and just really envisioning, what legacy do I wish to leave behind? Where do I wish to invest my energy? What feels passionate for me at this time that I can bring forth to all my relationships? Taking that in and letting that go. And that's really the energy here, is that really allowing yourself to envision that and what has yet to unfold, and then trusting and then knowing that the pacing will work itself out. And I think that that really just goes to the energy of this new moon, that a lot of us are feeling restless and we feel triggered in our uncertainties. And so we can all take a message from the Scorpio's energy here of really thinking, okay, how do I, here goes this beautiful quote from Course in Miracles that's coming through. Those who are certain of the outcome can afford to wait and wait without anxiety. I'm write that down right here if I can figure out how to work the mouse. Yes, I can. Okay. Those who, hi, more people that joined, who are certain of the outcome can afford to wait and wait without anxiety, which I always spell wrong. My typing was really fun today. And can afford to wait without. Okay. Google or like what is it spell checks like what are you trying to even say and spell? There you go. Out. There you go. I don't know what it did here, but there we go. All right. Those who are certain of the outcome can afford to wait without anxiety. That's really what the Scorpio's energy and this new moon is triggering us. It is bringing up restlessness in our mind. And so that's where we get to come back to the heart. And so I leave you with that as we now go on to Sagittarius. So please let me know if any of these messages are resonating with you. I'm resonating with all of them in different ways. But so Sagittarius, my sister was a Sag. Whoop, whoop. So love Sagittarius. With Sagittarius, new beginnings are happening for you, especially in your one-on-one connections. Okay. And so a lot of the Sagittarius energy that you're feeling with this new moon is beginning, I think, new relationships in a cool way, like one-on-one connections. And you're reflecting on what your next steps are so that you can incorporate that into your daily life. So I even feel like this could be a one-on-one connection with yourself. And so this new moon is inspiring you to really reflect on what are the next steps that I'd like to take with some of that fiery energy that Sagittarius has that can really impact my daily routines. That's what we're really noticing with Sagittarian energy right now, is that we're getting personal to really personalize our daily routines. And so really right now, for all my Sagittarians out there, this is the time to not second guess yourself. Sagittarians, or people in general who second guess themselves, especially when it comes to making decisions and firing and being around change, because Sagittarian energy, it's that fire energy, it's that change, it's that shift. And so really right now, during this new moon, it's not a time for us to second guess ourselves, especially my Sagittarians out there. So really what I got here is, and I feel like this, we are all the different, signs. So here we go. Cow, I am gentle with my voice, communication, tenderness, throat chakra. And so a lot of us right now, we get to be kinder, especially Sagittarians, with your inner dialogue. Okay. And that's like that second guessing. That's like that doubting yourself. Okay. So if you've been kind of, again, in this Gemini new moon energy of processing dualities and been feeling some of that, push pull, this is a time to really be gentle with your inner voice and dialogue. All right. You're changing up, Sagittarians, your daily routine, and don't second guess it, is what I would invite you to explore. All right, Capricorns. This one was like, I was like, yep, didn't want to hear this one. I'm like uber Capricorn. Okay. So yeah, feel free. Sag moon. There you go. Don't second guess yourself, Her Majesty. So I'm uber Capricorn. I am a Capricorn sun sign. I'm a Capricorn rising. I'm just uber Capricorn. When I saw this one, I was like, being called out. So where are my caps at? And if it's just me, that's okay. I'm just gonna read this for myself. No, just kidding. But Capricorns, we're awesome. Just like all the signs are in their own ways. So for Capricorns, this new moon is inspiring new health habits, specifically around physical health, which is funny because I really have been doing that. I got some new supplements this week from where I work at Reclaim Wellness. Shout out to Reclaim Wellness, where I do Reiki and private sessions in person. I have been doing acupuncture, because we do acupuncture there, but like I really haven't taken advantage of having acupuncture weekly. Now I am. I'm like, all right, I got to like switch up the game. So this new moon in Capricorn, it's inspiring new health habits, but it doesn't have to just be physically. It was kind of speaking when I was doing some research to it more being physical based, but this is also emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Okay. And so we're learning how to incorporate new health habits in this new moon in Gemini for all my Capricorns out there in the midst of our responsibilities. As we know, Capricorns, we are like the Rihanna song, work, 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 work. And so we're learning how to incorporate, for me, I've even been incorporating more downtime as I'm even doing work. And so it's like finding this balance for Capricorn right now in this new moon energy, and knowing that we have all the resources to make these adjustments. We don't need to go outside of ourselves. We don't need to talk to other people. We don't need to do another certification or a course. And I mean that in a really loving way, but really to know that right now that you get to have everything inside of you to make these adjustments. And so the lemur's energy is coming through, which I thought was very interesting. Lemur, clairvoyance, past lives, third eye chakra, and past lives right here. For Capricorns in this new moon energy, what have you learned about the past so that you can predict a future that really helps to serve you in a healthier way? Capricorns and everybody out there right now in this new moon's energy, what have you learned about the past so that you can predict a new future in a healthier way? New moon, new energy, new opportunities. Okay. So this is like new moon, new me. So what is going to be the new me in your daily health routine? So yes, I'm calling out myself and any other fellow Capricorns, but really I'm calling out the energy of this new moon. In each of these messages, it's still about the new moon, right? In Gemini. So we have that all in common here. That's what we're going to say. What have you learned about your past to predict, lemur, clairvoyance, a new, healthier future for yourself? Aquarius, you have a great energy coming in through this new moon. I'm one day off from being an Aquarius, so I'm still going to adopt this again for myself. What I love about this with Aquarius is that this is the time to really celebrate you in this new moon, to celebrate and honor the love that you have and that you share with others, the passion that you have, okay? And also to really celebrate your mental inspiration. What has kept you going up until this point? Honor it, own it, celebrate it, make it a spectacle for yourself, okay? And so really right now this is a really beautiful time as you're starting to finally feel that inward glow. Not that you haven't before, but like you're really feeling it right now. This new moon is going to it's almost like, it's like your light, even if it was beaming brightly, it's going to beam that much brighter. And if your light was dimmed, it's about to beam bright with this new moon in Gemini. And so really, I think we all can take a note of this is like, how you are feeling inward and that glow and that honor. Think about this. When we honor ourselves, when we celebrate ourselves, when we really look at everything that we have gone through to bring us up to this point, when we can cherish that and make it sacred, you just reflect that outward. So for you, my Aquarians, is that own that inner glow so that you can reflect that out into the world. Right now, all my Aquarians, wherever you are, if you're catching the replay, please send us your outward glow. We are here for our inward glow. Your inward glow is reflecting it out into the world. So pour it out there. We got Deborah, who's an Aquarius rising. Pour out that glow. And so really for yourself is, how can you inspire more of that energy? How can you really cultivate more of that self-confidence? Why does it have to just take a new moon for you to honor yourself? What if you were to just do that on an everyday basis? Again, this new moon in Gemini, air sign, heart, baby. Heart is air. And so this is where, I don't know why I said baby, that's where I was at right now. So so this is the time, loves, for us to, to really get into the heart. All right? Get into the heart. And I love this is I trust in my dreams, desires, visions, lizard, and I. And if you mix up the lettering of trust, what my teacher David G says is that you get strut. And right now, these Aquarians during this new moon, you are strutting with your dreams. And you know what? That is creating more trust. And you're shedding, because they shed like a snake, lizards, you're shedding some of that disbelief. You're like, or even, you know what? Better than that, you're honoring that skin. You're saying, yeah, I built that skin. That skin brought me a lot of pain. That skin brought me a lot of joy. And you know what? I'm honoring and celebrating all of it because I am strutting towards the vision that I have of myself in the highest vibration. All right. Last but not least, Pisces. Okay. Funny enough, I personally know a Pisces. And when I was doing some research, I was like, oh my goodness, this is like so directly spot on for them. Okay. So for Pisces, you may be in the process of rearranging your home or even wanting to relocate. That there's a lot of energy. Oh, hi, Allison. Hi, beautiful soul. There's a lot of new moon energy for Pisces and Gemini that are perhaps, you're just reflecting, how can I shift up the energy in my home? And really though, I like that detail information, but I like to go a little bit further of like, really, what does that mean? And what I'm sensing is that this Pisces energy with this new moon in Gemini, it's really in the process of that you're learning how to connect differently to your environment. And I mean that in all environments, not just your home environment, but your work environment, your relationship environment. So right now, this new moon in Gemini for Pisces, it's really kind of helping you to rearrange some things in your environment. And so something that I would invite you to do with this new moon's energy is really say, okay, or actually what I would really invite you is to get clear of, what do I desire to project from for my highest future self? What do I desire to project for my highest future self? Again, for all my Pisces, what do I desire to project outwardly, so your environments, for my highest future self? I love that. And I think that that's really true for all of us, whenever we are projecting, we can project in negative ways, we can project in positive ways, or lower, higher, whatever you want to call it. But, for the Pisces especially, but just for people in general, it's like, what are you projecting outwardly that really aligns you to your future highest self? And for any Pisces out there, it's important, and I think that this goes again to this new moon in Gemini in general, to not get caught up in any illusions. Okay? That's that fear, that false evidence appearing real. So trying not to get caught up in any illusions that are based or centered around fear. Okay? Know that right now for Pisces with this new moon, you might be feeling a sense of fog, but the fog will clear. I think it's already clearing. And so, really, that's my beautiful advice for Pisces. I hope that that served you well, Allison. And, I love this because your message here is I have all the resources I need, self sufficient, reliant. And so, it's all within you of how you want to project outwardly, And so, this is the thing with the raccoon is, they do have a little bit of that black and white energy, and they, call them sometimes trash pandas. And it's like, am I looking for the things that feel heavier, or am I looking for the things that, feel lighter? And how do I project that into my environment outside of myself? And knowing that I have all it is that I need inside of me to really kind of clear some of this fog, and that I get to be in motivation and action by rearranging some of this energy. You are rearranging some of this energy. And it's like you have the motivation and you have the determination to do so. And if you don't right now, trust me, you will soon. All right. So before we receive Reiki and we do a little bit of a new moon energetic meditation, is there any questions that we have about anything that I went over for an hour? I've been talking. I thought I brought my water, but I didn't. So that's fun. But we got this. Again, this workshop will be up here. You can feel free. There is a link in my description if you feel called to donate. You can. Just donating your time and being here with me is more than enough. But I'm putting it up there on YouTube that if you'd like to, you totally can. So yeah. Any questions though? Any signs that you want me to go over? Oh, Jamie, you're here. Mine was spot on, and the deer is my spirit animal. Wow. Thank you, Jamie. I love Jamie so much. Can we connect next week? We'll do a one-on-one for your birthday. I feel called. Okay. I don't know why I'm whispering. I love Jamie. All right. So wherever you are in the YouTube world, it's so nice because right now on YouTube, I still have just people that basically know me and follow me on Instagram. Or Insight Timer. And my intention and goal is to expand that audience, but expand it in a very safe and loving way. True story. I have one video here on YouTube that has like 33,000, and which is, a fair amount. Some of the comments that I receive on YouTube, they're different than Instagram and Insight Timer. And so my intention is to really have YouTube be another space where we get to break the mold of social media and it being harsh and it being a loving, safe, beautiful environment, and to be able to have a platform where you can connect with people all over the world, and they don't have to be on social media. They don't have to download an app. Let's all be real. We all use YouTube. And so that's my intention here. And so thank you. And let's just cultivate more of that energy. If you would just hold that space, that we bring in more people, more like-minded souls, because that's the thing. You know why I really got on YouTube is because there's not enough, in my opinion, stuff on YouTube about spirituality and about Reiki and about meditation and new moon. I'm like, let's raise the vibe here on YouTube. Are we down for that? All right. So let's just do a little brief meditation, some channeled continued messages. So wherever you are, if you have it available to you, just allow yourself to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhaling that energy out through the mouth. Breathing again in through the nose. Exhaling out through the mouth. And right now, I'm going to invite you to placing your hands on your heart, or your fingertips, or a hand, whatever is accessible to you. Just breathe into your heart for a moment softly. Even just notice the rise and the fall of your chest. See if you can energetically even hear or just feel your heartbeat. And this new moon in Gemini is connected to the element of air. And we hold that air energy in our heart. And so, as we reflect upon this new moon, I invite you to just ask yourself a few heart inspired questions. The first question is, what change do I wish to trust in deep within my heart? What shifts am I ready to transform that really speak to your heart? Breathing that in and letting that go. And now, reflecting on this week, I want you to just examine all of the thoughts that you've had racing in your mind, that now you're ready to ground in your heart, that you're ready to let go of some of that raceful energy, that racing, that pacing. I don't think that raceful is a word, so that pacing, that energy of just being in constant distraction. But now let's ground some of that energy within our heart. Just ground some of those thoughts. What if you were to take those thoughts from your mind and then visualize and just visualize, getting caught up in my words here as I channel. Visualize some of those racing thoughts just coming down and grounding into the heart. Just notice the comfort and the shift in that energy. So breathing in and sending those thoughts down to the heart. And now just thinking about what brings clarity to your heart. What truly brings clarity to your heart. Knowing that this new moon is an opportunity for you to deserve some of that clarity. And taking that in to your heart and letting that go. And the intuitive channeled mantra for everybody that is here or catches the replay is this: new moon, new me. New moon, new me. So who is the new me that you are going to commit to being for the rest of this year? Thinking about that. Who is the new you that gets to rise into the rest of this 2023 energy? New moon, new me. I'm going to activate a little bit of Reiki energy healing. And if you have available to you, as I send out this Reiki energy, just allow yourself the ability to keep your hands on your heart to just receive. And now, as we just take in that Reiki energy, we still have it available. I did say that we were going to do some spirit writing. So if you have a pen and a paper, you can feel free to grab it at this time, or even just your phone if you want to write on your notes, or if you want to write here in the comments, whatever feels accessible. And we're going to just continue to have our hands on your heart and just ask yourself this question. What new energy do I wish to welcome into this new moon's divine alignment? What new energy am I welcoming in with this new moon's divine alignment? And just write down whatever that new energy is. Taking your hands from your heart to the paper. And now coming back to your hands on your heart, bringing them on top of the heart. And just now asking yourself, what new beginnings do I wish to see unfold in 6 months from now? What new beginnings do I wish to see unfold in 6 months from now? Knowing that we are going to be in that Sagittarian energy of fire. And so right now, what do you wish to see unfold in 6 months from now? Getting really clear. This is a 6-month goal. All right, now placing your hands just gently on your heart for this last question. And just asking yourself, this is a little bit deeper. What am I willing to let go of that no longer serves my heart? What am I willing to let go of that no longer serves my heart? And now just writing that down. This is willingness. This is not just what you think you should let go of, but that you actually feel willing to. Spirit's like, we're calling you out. And now coming back. And if there's anything else, we'll give it about 30 more seconds that you want to perhaps share, right, for that last question. Now just bringing your hands again back to your heart, taking a deep breath in. Let's just honor this new moon's energy, knowing that change and shift is upon us, and let's just send that out. And one more time, breathing that in and letting that go. And whenever it feels available, you can open your eyes and let me know how that felt. Not gonna lie, I was like nervous a little bit doing that because I've never channeled and did like a live guided meditation on YouTube. So my words were a little stumbly. So I apologize. But yeah, I've never channeled on YouTube. The energy here is very different. Just FYI, than it is on Insight Timer or even Instagram. And that's the thing, is that it's a good message actually, is that your voice might shake. You may stumble your words. You may not say always the most inspirational thing, but that doesn't mean that you don't keep going. As one of my dear friends, Ikaru, who many of us know here, says, we're never going to be fearless. It's just more about that we get to move with our fear. Oh, thanks, loves. Listen, I'm here for that, so thank you. But this is, this is our time that even if your voice shakes, even if you still have fears, even if you're processing that duality in your mind's eye, I really just encourage you that you get to still move forward. And that was why that last question I think was so potent. It's like, what are you willing to let go of? Not just what you think you should let go of, right? Like I could say, oh, right, I think I should really let go of my people pleasing. Well, am I really willing to let go of that? Maybe, maybe not, right? That's where you get to like have that radical honesty. We talk about radical acceptance. What about radical honesty? And this is something that I cannot take credit for. I actually had a dear friend, the owner of Reclaim Wellness, Harmony Brown, who went to a breathwork class, and whoever the gentleman was that was instructing it, very successful. I don't remember the name, so I apologize. But one of the big takeaways that she was sharing with me was that we talk about radical acceptance, right? What about radical honesty? Let's be honest about what we are truly willing to let go of. I was on the web but couldn't chat. Now I moved to the app. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Raquel. Hi, beautiful soul. So great to see you. So I still don't know what I'm doing here on YouTube. So, we're figuring this out together. Low key, I had Joe set up everything. And I was like, all right, I just hit like go live. Like that's what I do. I don't know what I'm doing here. It's fine. I'll work it out as I continue to work through it. But I know that thumbnails are important, so I'm just really glad that we have a thumbnail that has a unicorn, a part of it, for this video. But that's the thing, is that, radical honesty. I'll just leave you with that. Radical honesty. So here are some messages that we came through, and I'd love to hear what you journaled perhaps in some of those prompts. So I'm going to first go into the messages, and then feel free, we'll start to kind of just debrief and ask questions about perhaps what came up what came up through you, okay, from that spirit writing. So the first is that it's coming through you. It's a channeling process. That's what you're doing when you're spirit writing like that. So they also call it automatic writing, where it's like this stream of consciousness. So the first thing is, we are deserving to believe in our highest versions and visions of ourselves. So with this new moon's energy, we are deserving to believe in our highest versions and visions of ourselves. I love that, because that's the vibration to switch to, okay? When you are in that mind racing or that overwhelmed, is just saying, okay, do I really choose to believe in this? Or do I choose to really believe in what the highest vision of myself looks like in this? That's the difference of shift. Yeah. Exactly. Getting out of our comfort zone. Exactly. Doing new things. That was part of actually this new moon's energy, is to kind of step away from the familiar. So right now, really just know that you're deserving to believe in whatever your highest vision is for yourself. Okay. And then I was asking why, and I was brought immediately to the third eye, and I got this. Because when we choose to trust, we align to a higher desired frequency. Ooh, because when we choose to trust, we align to a higher desired frequency. Have you ever just had a conversation with a friend and they are going through whatever, but let's just say something intense, and they're like, you know what? But I'm just choosing to trust that it's all going to sort itself out. It's all going to work itself out. And you're inspired by that when they share that with you, because you're like, wow, that's the energy that we are perhaps wanting to cultivate. My God, I can't talk. I don't know why I can't talk, because I don't have my water. I need some water as I'm channeling. So that's the energy that we are wanting to cultivate more of. Okay. Is that, imagine if you were that friend to yourself that was like, you know what? I'm just choosing to trust that all of the abundance I need will be in my bank account. I'm just choosing to trust that this relationship is going to work out better than I thought. I'm going to just choose to trust that, you know, I'm deserving to kind of open my space up to this, new endeavor. Okay. That's really what it comes down to, is that if you've had that friend in your life or that person in your life that has had a serious conversation with you and then just dropped that profound knowledge of insight of just saying, you know what, but I'm choosing to trust that it's going to work out better than I think, or I'm just choosing to trust that it's all going to work itself out. Who has been that? Who has been that? I'm wondering if you have ever been on the receiving side of a conversation like that. I wrote, willing to let go of self doubt. Love that, Allison. The highest version of my third eye avatar. Exactly. Exactly. Love that. That's amazing. That's so great. Yeah. I mean, that's why we all got obsessed with those avatars. I mean, I didn't create one for myself. Um, Perhaps maybe I should, but I think where that was such a movement was because so many of us, I love that you brought that up. We're so connected to that of like, wow, like this is what I look like as a warrior, as this strong, empowered vision of myself. Like that's why we got into the avatars, is because it was this beautiful, heightened perspective of ourselves. So that's a great way to put this. Softness and strength, not be so guarded, heart opening more fully. I love that. Mine was to let go of fear to stand in my strength and power. Raquel, I'm continuing to let go of people pleasing and embracing stepping into my power. Love that. And so that's the thing, is that when we choose to trust, that's where we start to shift into our desired frequency. Um, you know, I bring this up on a real level and point. I remember with my sister for the course of 3 years, just being like, she's going to survive. She's going to be here physically, and she didn't. She ascended in 2018. And so it's funny, but as I was receiving this message, I thought about that because there was so much trust that I had built around that. But I look back on that and I think that she was literally diagnosed to, I think, have 6 months to live. She was here for 3 years. And so maybe that trust is what continued to keep her going. And she had a lot of trust within herself as well, for that extended period of time. And so it's not saying just that by trusting that things always work out, right? We know that that's not necessarily something that's realistic. But when we choose to trust, it does shift our energetic frequency to more of what we desire versus more of what we don't. Done. I did that, Raquel. I let go of haters, but when I stopped people pleasing. Love that. Yeah. Interesting. That's very interesting. The same with my husband. Right. And so, do I want to, stick in that lower vibration of I trusted and things didn't work out? No, I trusted and things extended or they let itself out. And so now I don't have to dismiss trust, but I can just know that that frequency elevated that. They even have scientifically proven that when people like are in comas or have suffered, major brain injuries or just really when they're not conscious, right? Um, that even if they can't respond, they feel your energy. And so if your energy is a lower vibration, ooh, I felt that, versus your energy being of love and of trust and of whatever that is, that's the energy that they still feel even if they can't respond to it. And I love that you're saying that when you stop people pleasing, it's almost like you let go of energy that was just wasteful, you know? And then I got this. I love this last message. It's for all of us. And I think that this is so potent for the rest of this year. It's my time to feel hopeful for my highest future self. It is my time to feel hopeful for my highest future self. What if you were rooting for the person that it is that you desire to be at your highest self? Not just like, oh, I'm rooting for you, but I'm rooting for you to like crush it. I'm rooting for you to like just nail it. I'm rooting for you to like just be able to expand. I'm rooting for you to do the thing that you've been dreaming to do for all your life. I am rooting for you to be in that relationship where you feel loved, where you feel supported. I am rooting for you to have so much money in your bank account that you get to just take trips, you get to do workshops, whatever it is, and you get to just spread that, or you get to be that much more grateful and charitable. That's what I'm talking about. That's the type of hope that I'm sharing. Not just rooting for yourself, but rooting for yourself in a higher, different way. Why not start now? We are halfway through the year. Why not reach for that right now? The extended time bought a lot of healing regardless of the outcome. Exactly, Deborah. But it feels a lot better to be genuine for your own sanity. Exactly. I love that. For your own sanity. You know what it's like when you feel fake, when you feel inauthentic. We all know what that feels like. It doesn't feel great. I'm trying to think of the last time that I really was fake. To be honest with you, it's been a really hard time. Actually, that's a lie. No. I'm actually pretty authentic. I got to say, I think that's like one of my superpowers. But there was a situation where I really couldn't be authentic because I knew that it was just going to cause more conflict. And I suffered with that inner turmoil, that energy separately. I had to process a lot of it. I was like, gotta put on the face. Behind the scenes, I'm like, and so we all have to sometimes do it. We don't have to, but sometimes it's really kind of, what fight am I in? But it feels a lot more sane and stable to just be genuine. So what were some questions that, were answered for you in that beautiful spirit writing flow? Some things that I got from the first question, which I don't even remember the questions because I was just channeling them I remember the last one, but what I got is like certainty, less worry, more ease, feeling better. So I'm just curious about what perhaps came up for you. This one I do remember now too. I don't remember the first question. Funny enough, I think it was just like what we want to let go of that's no longer serving our heart. And then, so just curious about that. And then the second question was, what do you really wish to see be accomplished in 6 months? I thought that was a really interesting one that Spirit had to say. And then the last one was like, what are you really willing to commit to let go of that no longer speaks to your heart? So I might have the second one there. But I'm curious to see, like, where did you even just see yourself in 6 months? What is your willingness right now that you're really ready to release? Yeah, I'm curious before we bounce off here on this new moon and Gemini workshop. Did we enjoy this? Should I do this more often with the new moon and full moon on YouTube? Like, what are we feeling? I'm just curious what the response is even there. So my goal and intention is to just leave this up on YouTube. Hopefully I'll do that right. I'll hit end stream and it will just automatically happen. And then I'll be able to send the link. That's my goal. Again, my internet wasn't working up until an hour ago. Didn't know if I was going to be here. 11:30 a.m. I said I was going to be here at 12:30 p.m. And I was actually like really wanting to do a post about it yesterday. And then I didn't do the post. And then I was really glad I didn't do the post because I literally did not think that I would be able to come on here like an hour before. It was amazing. Yes, more of this for sure. Yeah. Second question for me was finding my purpose of what is next for me. Okay. I love that. Did you find some insight there? Curious what your heart had to share. So again, the new moon in Gemini, but we are feeling it already. We are in the, I like to say like David G says the glow, but really with a new moon, there's not really a lot of glow. So we're in the very dimmed glow of the new moon. I keep leaning in here because there's a microphone here and I'm realizing, oh, it is plugged in. Okay. I didn't think it was plugged in. That was amazing. So if you see me doing, that's what's going on there. But so we are in the official new moon energy at 12:32 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which will be on June 18th. And wherever you are, though, you're probably feeling it. And it's an opportunity. Okay. Then in 6 months, I will finish writing my book. I love that. Set boundaries with work or put in my notice. Oh, go Raquel. Okay. Which is where I do most people pleasing. Look at that. Buy a house, which I want to do before leaving my job. Love that. You know, and you get to be on your own timeline. Allison, same here. You know, that's the thing is that, you know, so often in the spiritual world, we're just like, just jump, just manifest, and the universe will catch you. And it's like, we get to feel secure in what that looks like. So it will be on your highest timeline in your highest way, and it's going to be amazing. And we all get to be here to support you and to have hope for what that looks like for Raquel. So like my hope is like I'm rooting for Raquel's highest self where I'm like, oh, look at Raquel in her new house and she's showing me pictures. Oh, look at Raquel. She's actually like not people pleasing. Oh, look at Raquel. She's like expanding her business and doing her own thing. That's where I'm talking about. But is your people pleasing rooted in fear or losing your job? Great question. Maybe it's a mix of both. You know, I don't think that we just become people pleasers. I think that usually that is something that we inherit. It's all in the heart chakra, or that has been your winning formula, right? I think that for me, people pleasing, that has been my winning formula up until I started my own business. And then I realized that by people pleasing in my own business, going to be real, I'm going to get super burnt out because I can't please everyone, you know? And it's just, it's not even to say this in a harsh way, but it's saying it in a real way of like, if I try to please everybody in my business, I'm not even going to be able to really execute that for them. And that's just going to leave them feeling like not great. Yeah. How can I send you a clip of the unlocking your crown chakra with the angel aura quartz lipolite? How can I see your, listen, I don't know what I'm doing here still on YouTube. That is actually one of my most popular videos. So I believe if you just go under videos and you go under popular, it will be there. Being honest with you, I don't know still what I'm doing here navigation wise. I can lie to you. That would feel really disingenuous and not feel good. My dad became self-employed the day I was born. Wow. What an impactful story there. I told the universe I trust once the house is bought, I'm doing my own thing. I'm not worried about losing my job. My boss reminds me of my mom and that's deep right there. Yeah. And you know what? That's the whole thing is that obviously that whole energy, Raquel, is being passed down to how they reflect and feel about themselves, right? And so they're just projecting that onto you, and that's like where you feel that. And so at the same point in time, I just invite you to, um, like that, like if that's that whole teachable moment, and you don't have to stay in that environment, right? Right now you may, but you don't, you already have. The great thing is that you are already in motion. You're already in motion of things expanding and unfolding for you, and know that that whole energy is probably something that they dealt with, that is in their space, that then they just keep projecting out into the world and onto you. um it's interesting, but working with people in different energy and dynamics, it can be quite, challenging. A lot. And yeah. And so that's why doing things like this and coming back to your new moon energy and your chakras and meditating allows you to not have to hold on to some of that stuff as much as you might. You are where you are now because your spirit in the universe has something in store for you through helping other people. Thank you so much. Are you just following me on YouTube, Rich? I don't know, but like, great to meet you. Let's have more new people on YouTube on here. This was amazing. Yes, more of this, please. In 6 months, I will have the tools, true, and clarity to continue on my divine path, teaching and growing community. Yes, you will. And think about it like that too. Her Smajesty, such a great handle and name, just FYI. You already have the tools, which is so great. And I love that you value growing community. That is going to be so fantastic for you, because we all get to benefit from the tools that you already have within you, and then you get to share them. And so I'm ready to receive. And that's the thing, is that when we get caught up in imposter syndrome, and I'm not saying that that's happening for you, Her Majesty. When we get caught up in imposter syndrome, or we get caught up in scared of doing the thing, or what if I don't know enough, or what if whatever, then we block ourselves from people experiencing our magic so that they can actually own theirs. And so I can get on here and say, I don't know what the heck I'm doing on YouTube, and I don't even know how to really go live, but like, am I going to let that block me or stop me? No. Or I can say, you know what? Is YouTube scary for me still? Yes. 100%. But I move with that fear. Like I said, I literally was like, kind of like during that meditation, it's different for me on YouTube. It feels more exposed. So I was, stumbling over my words a little bit. But we went through it, and that's not what you're going to remember. What you're going to remember is how you left here feeling. That's what you're going to remember. Oh yeah, she's a perfectionist to herself, and that trickles down. Oof, yeah, there you go. I totally see that. I am Italian, Cuban, and Puerto Rican. Woo woo. Yeah. Oh yeah, perfectionism, and that's something that I had to really let go of, especially my Capricorn energy. Especially with spiritual work, I've let go. The only thing I didn't let go of, especially with YouTube, is when I first went on YouTube live, it had such a delay because my computer did not support. It's a vibe, okay? Like, this room that we are in is a streaming space. Literally, literally, Joe has set this up to be like there's ring lights. I mean, I have to just one day do like I'm going to do a behind the scenes and put it on my Instagram, behind the scenes of what this room really looks like, where it's like, there's mics over here, there's this over here. And so for me, I was like, okay, I'm going to like let go of like the perfectionism, but I do need at least the equipment to set up space. I found you, not trying to find you, because I had completely getting into spiritual. I love that. See? By the way, this room, if we're friends, you're welcome to come down and totally visit me here and stay in what I call the portal. but there's a lot. There's like 5 tripods. Look, you're gonna laugh right now. 1, let's just say 2, 3. Oh my God. 4, 5. We have 5 tripods on one shelf. Why do I need 5 tripods on one shelf? Why? Right? Like why? Like, but I mean, they do have different functions. There we go. Dropped one. Whatever, it'll be okay. But why? Why do we need 5 tripods? And then there's all these accessories, which I don't know how to use any of them. FYI. There's all these accessories for the tripods that don't even get me started. I have another microphone. Okay, another microphone. That's cool. I have I have like literally everything here in this room, in this space. And what also cracks me up though is that behind me, I was like, I gotta offset some of this technology. Okay. I gotta offset some of this technology with oh, thank you so much. With the crystals. So we have some citrine and we have some amethyst. That was actually inherited to me when my father passed. So we do have lots of crystals. I have some cool things that, like, I don't know what I'm doing here, but I think if I were to, there we go. Okay, there you go. So you can see here, I have a corner. Jamie got me that beautiful ornament. So anytime anybody gets me a gift that's hanging, I'm going to start to put it on the wall because I love that. So I got more crystals over there. This is all the tech stuff. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So, and then over here, I don't know why I'm doing this right now. If this is entertaining to you, you can totally just say like yes or no. It's fine. And then we have all the salt lamps, which I have to get new plugs for, and I have all my pictures. So I try to balance all of the 5, different tripods with some crystal and good vibes in here. So it has this cool space of like futuristic technology stuff that I don't know how to work any of it with also spiritual energy. that's what's going on here. Yeah, and a ring light that I had to say, please face it the other way because this ring light, it's intense. And so I have it facing the wall. So it's just reflecting back because when I was doing lives in this room with the ring light facing me, I was like going blind. These influencers that constantly use the ring light, I give it up to you. That's all I got to say. All right. I've kept us now for like an hour and 43 minutes. The last 10 minutes have been completely just ridiculousness. So I will leave. I like seeing, I'm trying to figure out my space. I now do my day job in the same meditation room, and I'm wondering if that energy isn't great. There, what's really interesting? On a mic that's not turned on that I dropped. No, I'm just kidding. That's. Can you imagine if I did that? This is how I'm going to do all the YouTubes. No. But so one thing that's really interesting, there is an amazing book that we spoke about in the first episode called by the way, this is supposed to be a series of staying inspired. I really want to interview people. So if you'd like to be interviewed on YouTube, please reach out to me. Please feel free to connect with me. You can connect with me at justbeinspired.com or email me justbeinspired@gmail.com. Thank you. So Stephen Pressfield, War of Art, he really says to place yourself in front of the thing that you are creating. So for example, if I am going to be writing my Reiki 3 manual, which I am, placing myself perhaps in my bed may or may not work for me, but placing myself in my computer, in my room that inspires me is going to keep more of that inspiration. So if you're feeling like where you are in your meditation room and you can balance out that energy of this is my office and this is also my meditation room, and it's helping to inspire you in that space. And that is actually a really great way to look at it, is like place yourself where the inspiration flows. And so if the inspiration flows more there, then place yourself there. And that was what was he was really kind of sharing about as artists, is that, like, it's like that we perhaps procrastinate or make excuses. And he was like, put yourself where the inspiration is. So yeah, that's what I would kind of invite you to just examine. Yeah. Right. So and it's funny though, because you can then have a feng shui person come to your house, which I highly recommend. And they will tell you about different areas and rooms in your home and what they represent. So like the room that I'm in right now actually represents wisdom. My garage represents abundance. And it's so funny because for the longest time, up until I'm telling you probably a week ago, the garage was like a chaotic mess. And I was like, well, I also feel like I got to get my finances in order. So this is a really nice reflection. So that is really cool. Just FYI, I do try to think about it like that. I need an office under a tree in the woods. Exactly, Elise. I was about to just say that. I'm like, if going to the park, or a forest or a field, whatever it is for you, is where you get the inspiration, then that's where you flow. Funny enough, for me, I actually really like creating in my bed. I love my bed. It feels very safe. It feels very cozy. So I enjoy coming on here and doing lives. I feel a lot more consistent because I do have access to 5 tripods and I do have a ring light in front of me. So I don't have to worry about all of that stuff. So that does help me to feel secure. But I don't really create in this space other than content. Open the window for fresh air. Yep, exactly. Yeah. So place yourself where you are inspired. That's so if that's working for you, it's not even about balancing out that energy. It's like, oh, this is my room that is for inspiration in all ways, shape, and form. And maybe your job is a thing that's inspiring you to do whatever it is that you truly want to do. So maybe it's not even a balance, but it's maybe a constant reminder. And sometimes we can get very frustrated at those reminders and we can feel like, okay, I just want to be in the thing already. But really, how can they serve you to continue to feel inspired, right? So maybe it's not about balance, but maybe being in that space is actually inspiring more of what you really want to cultivate, what you will cultivate. All right. Any other questions before I go? I'm leaving now because I'm so boring and I've been on here for 2 hours and I can't imagine how anybody probably is enjoying any part of this anymore. In the sense of that I've talked for way too long. I love you all. Please feel free to share, this workshop if you'd like to, for anybody. They can just fast forward to whatever their sign is so they don't have to listen to all of this other stuff that I just talked about that obviously doesn't really matter. That I have 5 tripods here. So feel free. They can allow themselves to kind of go and flow as they wish. And I love you all so much. Happy new moon in Gemini. And just remember, when you are inspired, you are in spirit. I really just want to invite all of you to just take that in. And I'm so honored and excited for what's yet to come. So I'm a Capricorn. Uber Capricorn over here. All right, everybody. I think I'm gonna end the stream. I can't even get the mouse to work. It's amazing. Okay, I'm ending the stream. Love you all. Bye.